Hey guys, what's up? This is Swati Sneha and you're welcome to my YouTube channel Big Data Online School. In our previous videos, we have seen Sqoop architecture, import architecture, export architecture, and then properties of Sqoop import and export and all of the theory, right? Now we are going to perform all of the hands-on, all workouts over here in this video. So first of all, we'll proceed with import part, then we'll go for export part. In order to import the data, first of all, we need data in our relational database, right? And from there we can transfer or we can get the data, we can fetch the data from our relational database to our SDFS. So with that, if I want to get the data, if I want to transfer the data from our relational database, obviously we need to have data in our relational database. All right, so here we are going to use MySQL as a relational database, as it is an open source system. So let me create a table. I have already set up a cluster. I have already made a connection for MySQL. Here you can see it. I'm going to create a table called employee table with this field name and data types. So let me create a table called employee table. I have created an employee table and now I want to put some of the data. I want to insert the data in this table called employee table. I have inserted 6 rows here and let me select it here. I can see here 6 records with all these field names, employee ID, first name, last name and so on. I have 6 records here. Alright, this way we can see what are the records into this table, right? Since I already have data here in my relational database, now I am good to perform import part. Alright, now let's proceed with Sqoop commands. First of all, let me tell you what actually Sqoop import will do. Sqoop import will just fetch the data with the help of mappers from relational database and it will dump the data into our SDFS system. So we'll perform import part only as discussed. Let's go one by one. First of all, we'll know how to list the databases which are in MySQL. But before proceeding with this Sqoop command, let me tell you, I have already set up a cluster called Hadoop cluster here. So I want to check whether my Hadoop daemons are working or not. Let me put JPS. Here you can see all the Hadoop daemons are started. Data node, secondary name node, node manager, resource manager, and name node. So this way you can say that okay, our Hadoop is already installed here. So in order to run Sqoop command, we need to know whether our Sqoop is working or not. Let me check here with the help of the Sqoop version command. If this will get our Sqoop version, it will tell that okay, this is working. See here we can get Sqoop version what we are using here, that is Sqoop 1.4.6 version. This way we can find out that Sqoop is working here. So let's get started with this Sqoop commands. First of all, we'll go for to list the databases which are in MySQL. See, we have already connection for this MySQL and this connection is for our Sqoop commands, right? So if we want to see the list of databases which are in MySQL with the help of Sqoop commands, how we can find out? It's like, first of all, let me show you this in MySQL only. If I want to list the databases, obviously we should write like a show databases. Alright, this will show the database under MySQL connection. This is information underscore schema and test. We have two databases here, information schema and test. The same thing we can find out with the help of Sqoop commands from this Sqoop terminal with the help of this query. If I want to fire this query, let me first help you understand this. What at all it is saying? It is saying Sqoop list databases. The Sqoop go and list the databases from MySQL with the help of this connecting JDBC driver from localhost system with the help of this username and password. My username is root. Since I don't want to show my password, that's why I have put here as hyphen capital P. But if you want to put your password, you can say as like hyphen password and then the password, whatever your password is. Alright. Since I have not put here as password, whenever I execute my query, it will prompt me to put my password over there. Let me execute this. See, first of all, it will ask me for password here. You can see it is asking for enter password. Let me put my password here. Once I put my password, it just executes and it will show all the databases present here. As you can see, we have many other databases along with this information schema and test. It is because I have asked my database admins to give me root user privileges, because if I have root user privileges, then only I can have all the kind of privileges and I can see everything here in my database. Alright. So this way we can find out what are the databases. Proceed with next command to list tables from test database. Since we have seen that we have test database here, and now if I want to see what are the tables present here in test database, we can see here in MySQL export also, MySQL console also, or in Sqoop console also. Let me first see here in MySQL only. I'll say as use test that I'm going to use this database called test, and I'll show tables. I can see these many tables are created here, that you can see just now we have created employee table. So the same you can see here. The same way you can see in Sqoop also, with the help of Sqoop commands, like what are the list of databases present under this test database. The command is like this: Sqoop list tables. Sqoop is asked to list the tables with the help of JDBC connector in MySQL and in this test database, okay, by putting username and password. So let me execute this. If I execute this, this will first ask for password. So I have inserted my password. Now it will show all the table names that exist under test database. So you can see employee table I have created right now, and it is shown here also, as we have seen in our MySQL. So this way we can get all the information from MySQL or any of the relational database from Sqoop also. Now we are going to perform basic import operations that we have learned in architecture part. So we have many methods to get the data imported here. Since we already have our data in our relational database, now I want to import my data. So the command would be like Sqoop import, that I have asked Sqoop to import the data with the help of JDBC connector from MySQL database, and the database name is test database, using my username and password from table called employee. As you know that I have already created this employee table in my relational database, and I want to get the data from this relational database called employee table, and I have asked to launch only one number of mappers. So since -m1, like -m1 or num mappers 1, it will tell how many mappers should be launched. Let me execute this query. Once I execute this query, it will first ask me for password. Once I put the password, you can see here like what are the ports are running. First of all, it will connect to resource manager. You can see here connecting to resource manager. And once resource manager is connected, one number of mappers will be launched. You can see here the percentage of mappers running here in my background. First of all, the mappers will be started as mapper as 0% and reducer as 0%. As you know that reducers are not used here in Sqoop, so reducer will be 0% only, even if our mappers will be like completed. See here, once it gets started, so map was 0% and reduce was also 0%, and once it gets completed, map is 100% and reduce is 0%. By this you can find out that okay, no reducers are used but mappers are used, and only one number of mapper were there. That's why it is showing only one mapper. Now I have data in my SDFS system. So how do we find that we have data in our SDFS system? We can find out like, if I put Hadoop fs -ls, it will show me a table called employee table. See here under this Hadoop system, we have a table called, we have a file called employee. You can see we have a directory here, and it is showing as employee. If I want to see what are the things that is present under employee, you will find that the same thing that we get from employee table, the same thing is present there also. See under this, under employee table, we have these data, right, in MySQL. The same thing is imported into SDFS also with the help of Sqoop, and I can find out whatever is there in my employee. Let me cat this. If I cat this, I can find what are the data present there. See, the same 6 number of records with the name Ram, Sham, Vaishnavi, Dhan and all. We have all of the 6 data here present in comma separated value that we had in our MySQL. Alright, so this way you can find out that okay, we have imported the data from our relational database to our Hadoop system. There are many other ways also, like we can use direct method, or we can create a target directory. I'll tell you one by one. In order to get imported the same data again, let me first remove this from my Hadoop so that I can import it again from my relational database. I have just put Hadoop fs -rm -r command, that is I'm going to remove this employee directory that is already created here in my SDFS system. So it will tell us okay, deleted this employee directory. Now if I put Hadoop fs -ls, it will show nothing. See, it is showing nothing. Why? Because I have already deleted this employee directory. Now the next method to import the data is direct method. Here you can see, as you already know, that in order to use native utility of your relational database, we should use direct method. This will help us to improve the performance of our transferring of data, maybe importing or exporting of data. And if you have a lot of data in your database and you want to transfer a lot of database at the same time, you will see a very significant difference of performance there with the help of direct method. But since we have only 6 records here to import, so you will not find much difference here. Let me help you with this explanation. First of all, the Sqoop is going to import the data by connecting JDBC driver to MySQL and this test database by putting username and password, and it is going to get the data or fetch the data from employee table by launching one mapper, and you can see here by using native utility of MySQL only. So with the help of this command, you will find that the performance is increased. Since this is a 2-liner code, so I want to edit it first into 1-liner code with the help of GE text editor. Now I'm going to fire this query. First of all, it will ask me for password. Once I enter my password, you will see that it will just get all the details. It will just get all the data transferred from MySQL from RDBMS to our SDFS system. Now the job is running, and then that resource manager will be started, and then again mapper and reducer will be started. See, mapper has been launched. Now since we have assigned only one mapper to perform this task, so mapper will be completed by 100% and reducer will be as usual 0%. I mean, you can see here. And then the job is completed successfully, and we'll get the same data here if we find Hadoop, if we write Hadoop fs minus ls. See, if I put Hadoop fs minus ls, you can find a new directory called employee directory. This is because we have run this second command to import that RDBMS data to our SDFS system. Now we can see some other method also. Let me remove this from our Hadoop system. The third method can be like, we have already seen that this employee directory, under this employee directory we have all the records, right? But if you want to customize it, you don't want our directory called employee directory in your SDFS system also, as you had in MySQL, like you had in MySQL that employee table and that data was there. But if I want my customized directory, so I can create a target directory in my SDFS system in Sqoop command only, and it will make sure that all the data that is imported from RDBMS to our SDFS is going to store in your customized directory, customized name directory. Okay. So here in this command we will see Sqoop import. We are going to import by connecting to JDBC driver to MySQL database called test database by inserting username and password and getting data from employee table by launching one mapper. Now I want this employees data, that is 6 records, to be inserted into this target directory called import Sqoop. I want all the 6 records to be stored under this import Sqoop target directory. So this will be done. Let me edit it first in the editor. Once I fire this, first of all it will ask me for password. Once I put the password, it will just launch our resource manager, and that will launch our mapper. And see, here you have seen that resource manager is launched, and now since input split is created, that is equals to 1, and as you know that number of input split equals to number of mappers, so one mapper will be launched here. Now mapper is started with 0% and it will complete by 100% here, and now you can see your message as the job completed successfully. Now if you are going to put Hadoop fs minus ls, you will find that we have now a different directory also created there. See, a different directory is created, that is called import Sqoop. Instead of that employee, now I have customized my name of directory called import Sqoop, and now if I want to see whatever is there present inside this import Sqoop, you have to write Hadoop fs minus cat. You can find that we have all 6 records present here. See, the same records that was there in MySQL, it is present here under this import Sqoop also. This way we can create our target directory with our own name, with our own specification, and we'll get all the data stored from our RDBMS to our SDFS. Hope you guys understood up to this. Next we'll proceed with split by option. As you already know that if we are going to use more than one mapper, we have to write either split by option or we have to go for primary key option. We will proceed with split by option here, because if we don't write split by option, it will give an error that there are more number of mappers launched and you have to write split by, or you have to put in your RDBMS some field as primary key. So what this query means is, see, Sqoop import, we are assigning Sqoop to import the data by with the help of the JDBC driver by connecting with this test database into MySQL, by inserting username and password and getting data from employee table. Instead of one mapper, now here we are launching 10 mappers. So as you know that if we are launching more than one mapper, then we must have to write split by option here. So we are writing split by option here. So in which column we are putting split by? We are putting split by in employee ID. As you already know that we can put split by in those type of column which have integer value or maybe date value. We cannot put split by option into our any of the string value field, right? So here as you can see in MySQL, employee ID has all integer kind of value, right? So here we are putting split by in our employee ID only, and we are going to fire this query. Here you can see instead of one mapper, our Sqoop will launch 10 mappers. It is asking for password. But as you know that we have only 6 number of records and we are launching 10 number of mappers. So obviously only one mapper will take one record if it is like that. So only 6 number of mappers should be launched, right? Instead, like even if we are assigning 10 mappers to perform the task, but only 6 mappers will perform the task. See, you can see here number of split is 6. So obviously number of mappers will be 6. Here you can see that mapper is started. 6 number of mappers are going to work. Even if we are giving 10 mappers, assigning work to complete those, but 6 mappers will be launched, and now mappers are started to perform transferring things from RDBMS to our SDFS. And this you can see here mapper is 0% and reducer is 0%. You can see here that mapper is increasing by 17% and then 83% and then 100%. Only 6 number of mappers were launched and this task is completed successfully. You can see from this message. Now if I want to see whether my employee table data is there or not, you can find out like Hadoop fs -ls. Now here you can see that employee directory is created where we can get the data. See here under employee we can get the data of all the 6 records that was there in MySQL RDBMS. Alright, this way in Sqoop input split works, as we have discussed in our theory part, that if we have to launch more than one number of mappers, we need to write split by option. Hope you guys understood this. Next we'll proceed with customizing import. As we have discussed in our theory part that we can customize our input, like let's say if we have 10,000 records and if we want to get only like 2,000 records from all of the 10,000 records, we can customize our input, right? By using where condition. If we are using where condition, we'll just get our customized number of records, and if we are using query mode, we can get our customized number of columns. So this way we can do our customization thing in import also. So let's get started with this command. Here what happens is Sqoop import. It's asking to import the data by connecting with the JDBC driver with the help of this username and password and getting data from employee table by launching one number of mapper. But here my filter is like, or my customization is like where city equals to Chennai. I want the data that is based on city equals to Chennai only. I don't want any data that doesn't belong to Chennai. Alright, now I'm going to create this target directory called filter Sqoop. Here you can see in MySQL we have 6 number of records, but out of 6 number of records we have 1, 2 and 3, that is employee ID 1, 2 and 5 that have city as Chennai, right? So if we are going to get the data from this Sqoop also, the same 3 number of records will be fetched or imported as customized import report, and we'll get the data of the record that has city equals to Chennai, and it will be stored in target directory called filter Sqoop. Let me put this query. If I put this query, first of all, it will ask me for password. Once I put the password here, you can see that resource manager is going to start and it will launch mappers here. It is going to connect with resource manager. Once it gets connected, our number of splits will be done and then mappers will be launched. See here, mapper is started and now it will be completed in few seconds. There you can see only one number of mapper was launched, so mapper was there and the job is completed successfully. Now, as you know that we have some other target directory called filter scoop. Now we are going to get the filtered data here in target directory called filter scoop, which must have data of only 3 records, right? As we have seen in MySQL that only 3 number of records are there that belongs to Chennai. So here also we should get 3 number of records only. Let me put the command. We must get a directory called filter underscore scoop. See, you can see here filter underscore scoop. And if you are going to cat this, we'll find only 3 number of records that belong to Chennai. See, you can see only first number, second number, fifth number of record that belongs to Chennai is present there. This way we are going to customize our data. We are going to customize our transfer things from our DBMS to our SDFS. Next part is incremental import. Guys, this is very critical part and you need to understand this very well, because in our production environment we generally don't go for truncated load if we have a large fact tables present there. So generally we go for incremental import so that all the daily transactions records can be appended at the end and we'll get the whole of the data into our table. So first of all, to get the incremental import thing in Sqoop, let me first insert a new data there in my MySQL. Since I had 6 number of records, now I'm going to insert 7th number of record, which has name as Miss Swati, that belongs to city Gujarat and all. I'm inserting this data here. Since previously we had 6 number of records, but if I put select start from employee, we'll get 7 number of records. Why? Because I have inserted 1 number of record that is extra in order to get incremental load. So what actually incremental load is? If I want to get what my incremental load happened here, I will get only this value because I have appended this as a new record here, right? So how this exactly works? The command is like Sqoop import and then connecting with this JDBC driver in test database with the help of this username and password and getting data from employee table by launching one mappers. Now my target directory is incre import. This is my customized target directory. Now in order to get incremental import, we need to write incremental append. This is must to write. And now check column as employee ID. Why? Because if I want to get the incremental load, we have to make a basis on in any of the columns. So I am making a basis on employee ID. Why? Because it has an integer value here. You can see if I make it as a basis, so obviously after 6, 7 will come, right? So this way we'll get a basis or we can get a reference in my column and the last value is 6. This way what happens is the last value is 6 and whatever comes after this last value 6, this record means that this is an incremental part, and this way Sqoop is going to fetch the data from our RDBMS to our SDFS system. So if I put this query in my Sqoop console, it will ask me for password, and once I inserted password, first of all that resource manager will be connected and it will launch mappers, and once the mapper is launched, you will find that only incremental append will be shown into my Sqoop. That is only 7th number of records you can see in this target directory called incre import. Now mappers, that 1 number of mapper is already launched and here mapper is completed with 100% and the job is completed successfully. So if I am going to write Hadoop fs -ls, you will find a different directory also created there that is called incre import. And if I want to cat this incre import, you will find only single number of record, that is 7th record that is appended there in MySQL. You will find that appended part or incremental part here in my Sqoop command. Since I have scattered this, you can see that the seventh part that I have incremented, the seventh record that I have incremented, you will find that this under this entry import, this seventh record has been inserted and it is being transferred from RDBMS to RSDFS. This way incremental load works. But actually there is a little manual thing here. As you see that you have to put last value, right? Let's say you have a 1 million record and you want to insert data from 100 1 million, like that, like you want to insert data after 1 million record. So again and again you have to remember what last value is, right? But this is really hectic, and you can say this is a little manual thing. To get the thing automated, like if we don't want to remember what last value is, it is possible in Sqoop if we are going to work with saved job. What actually saved jobs is? Saved job is nothing but it's like we are going to create something, we are going to create a new job, okay, that is going to remember what my last value is, and if we put it in our incremental append command, it will tell me what my last value was, and it will help me to append the new data after that last value. So what actually saved job is, like how I can create is, it's like Sqoop job. I am asking Sqoop for the job to create a job for my new job one and import the data from my test database by inputting username and password from table called employee table. And also I have created a directory, target directory called save job by launching one number of mapper. If I want to execute this query, it is like it will create a new job. Okay, it will not do anything. It will not import anything now. Why? Because if I have already created a automatic thing, that is a new job for my new job one. If I don't execute this new job, that is my new job one, it will not going to import the data. In production environment, we generally don't perform this kind of incremental import. We generally used to have Sqoop jobs, and then if we want to run our jobs maybe once a day or twice a day or thrice a day, we just need to execute our Sqoop jobs. I'll tell you how we can execute our Sqoop job. See, in order to execute our Sqoop job, we have to write Sqoop job, then exit, and then my new job one. So this way in production environment we used to execute our new job. Let me put the query here. This will just create a new job for my new job one, and also it will be run whenever we will put our execute command that we have seen here. If I am going to put my execute command, then only it is going to execute my import thing. Now it is not going to perform. It is just we have compiled our query, and now it is not going to execute. It will execute only whenever we put this command. Alright. Now, since we know that we have already created a job for my new job one, and if I want to see what are the jobs created there, or like which are the new jobs I have created, you have to list saved jobs. You can write like Sqoop job hyphen list. As you know that we have already created one new job here. So if you write Sqoop new job list, so you can find my new job one. As I have already created my new job 2, that's why you are getting here my new job 2 also. But here I am getting, like I should get my new job 1. This way it is done. Now I want to execute my command. If I execute my job, that is exit my new job 1, it will just ask me for password, and now it is going to import the data. As we have seen how it is going to import data by connecting resource manager, and then by doing that number of input split, and then launching mappers, and then completing mappers percentage task. Now it is going to complete with 100%, and now here you can see the job is completed successfully. As you have seen that the target directory was there, that is nothing but the target directory was like save job. So you can see here, if I do put Hadoop fs -ls, you'll find a new target directory also. This is called save job, and you'll get all of the imported data, that is all the 7 number of records here in save jobs. I'm catting this. So you'll find all the 7 number of records. Why we are getting here 7 not 6? Because we have already We have already incremented this thing, this seventh one, and we are going to import whole of the 7 rows data. That's why we are getting here 7 records. Now we have learned how to create saved jobs. Now we are going to apply this saved job in our incremental saved jobs. Okay, what actually incremental saved jobs is, as we have seen in our incremental jobs, that we have to remember every time what my last value is, and we have to see, we have to, like, this is a manual task, right? But in order to get it automated, we can use incremental saved job, where saved job is going to remember what actually is your last value, and you don't have to put anything. So this way the query is like this: Sqoop job, create my new job 2. Now I'm going to create a new job called my new job 2, and I'm asking to import the data from where? From my SQL database and the test database, from this table employee, and save into call directory called target, say target directory called save job 1. And obviously we have to write incremental append, and then check column for employee ID, and the last value is 0. Just you need to put last value 0, that's it. Now it's Sqoop's responsibility to save all the last value part. Now you don't need to save anything. Once we put this command, this will create a .sqoop file in your local file system, and there you can find out that what my last value is. Since now last value is 0, whenever I fire this query in my Sqoop console, the last value in .sqoop file you can see as 0. But whenever I execute my new job, that is called my new job 2, obviously it is going to import the data, and the data imported is till 7th number of record, right? So the last value should be now 7. If I want to check what my last value is after executing my Sqoop job, it will show as last value is 7. This way we can find that now we don't need to remember anything. Now we don't need to remember last value. Now it is going to remember the saved jobs. Let me run this query. First of all, it will ask for password, and once I inserted password, it has already created a new job called Sqoop job called my new job 2. Okay, now I'm going to execute this new job 2 with the help of command call Sqoop job exit my new job 2. Once I execute it, it will import the data, whole of the 7 data it is going to import. Okay, and we will find the whole of the record in this target directory called save job 1. See, the process would be same, the import process, the same process. That is, it is going to first launch a resource manager, and resource manager will launch mappers, and then mapper task will be complete in percentage, and the mapper task is already completed and the job is completed successfully. Now if I want to see what my directory, if my directory is created or not, you can find save job 1 is also created here, see. And now it is going to fill with whole of the 7 number of records. Now what I'm going to perform is, I'm going to use incremental save jobs. In order to get incremental save jobs, first of all we have to insert a new data. I'm inserting an 8th record, that has data called employee ID 8 and with the name Miss Swati 1 and residing in Pune, and the new data. Let me first put it into my system. And if I put select star from employee, you will find that instead of 7 rows, we have now 8 rows. Alright. Now I'm going to perform the incremental append with the help of Sqoop save jobs. Okay. Let me delete my new job 2 first, so that I can create it again and I can get it done. Okay, my new Sqoop job 2, my new job 2 is deleted. Now let me again fire the same query. See what happens here is, I'm going to create a new job for my new job 2, and I have asked to import the data with the help of JDBC connector in MySQL and the test database from this table called employee table and this target directory called save job. Here it should be loaded. Okay, and now I'm putting incremental append, and then there's the same thing, check column as customer employee ID. If I put this command, first of all it will ask me for password, and once I inserted password, Okay, it is showing that cannot create as my new job it already exists. Let me first delete it. Okay, it is deleted. It is asking for password. Once I inserted password, now what happens is my new job is already created and it is going to import the data after my last value for seventh value, and it is going to import this 8 number of record. In order to get 8 number of record, I need to execute my Sqoop job. So I'm executing this. It is asking for password, and once I enter this password, it will do that import thing. Now see, resource manager is already started, and now a number of split is already created, and now mapper is going to be launched, and then it will complete with the message called completed successfully. See, mapper is launched. Now as you can see that updated data for job as my new job too. As we know that already we had data in my new job 2 as seventh number of records, right? But now I must have this data in under this my new job 2 till 8 number of records. What? Like that 8 number of record, that 8 number of record I have already done for incremental part. This way I'm going to use incremental save jobs for using in production environment, that is in automatic version. Hope you guys understood this. I'll proceed with my export from SDFS to my SQL commands in my next videos. Thank you for watching.